Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so all the supplies I use you can purchase from Stampin' Up at the address at the top of the screen, and it's also linked below. Today I'm using a new set that's from the mini catalog, but I just got it. It's Let's Set Sail and the Sailboat Builder Punch, and you get 10% off automatically if you get them as a bundle. I made... It's kind of a masculine box, but it could be great for a nautical-themed birthday or retirement or something like that. And it measures 3.5 by 3.5 by 1 1/4. And you open it up. Now, you don't have to use the twine to close. You can put adhesive Velcro on there if you don't want to punch the holes and put the twine through. I also used, now I love this paper, it's the Abstract Beauty, but it comes in 4x6, which I'm not crazy about. It is great for cards, but I do mostly 3D projects, and I usually use most of a 6x6 sheet, so I had to use up all of this pattern for this box. But it is really, it's beautiful patterns. You've probably seen this before, but I do love it. I really do love it. I just wish it was 6x6 or 12x12. But I'm going to make do. Alright. Okay, so I used the Let's Set Sail punch. I used the beautiful shape dies for this. And the sentiments from the same stamp set. Alrighty, and we used Night of Navy cardstock. So this is what we need. We need a piece of Night of Navy that is 10 3/4 by 7. We need some basic white for stamping. We need 2 of the largest hexagons from Beautiful Shapes dies. One out of the other side of the same DSP and one out of Night of Navy. And from the DSP we need 1 piece that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And 4 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 1. Alrighty. Okay, so let's start with our piece of Night of Navy. And I'm going to get my Simply Scored. And we're going to start on the 10 3/4 side. And we're going to score at 1 1/4, 4 3/4. Is that right? Yep. 6 and 9 1/2. Then we're going to turn it a 1/4 turn to the 7-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 1 3/4, 5 1/4, and 6 1/2. Okay, and I'm just going to fold and burnish. And for the remainder of this month, don't forget about Celebration. Free products for every $50 you spend. And if you want to join my team, just for the offer, or as a hobby demonstrator, or just for business, you get 2 extra stamp sets during Celebration, along with the $99 for $125 worth of product and free shipping. I also, anyone who... For the rest of February, anybody who orders with me $50 or more, I will send a free pack of embellishments. Okay. Now, this is what we're going to do. Now, the skinny rectangles are on the bottom and the top. Okay? It can go either way, right? Because it's symmetrical. Okay, bottom and top is the important part. Okay, and this is what we need to do. Alrighty, this is the flap on the top, so we're going to get rid of all of these, and then the 4 rectangles next to the squares, on top of the squares, and then we wedge the squares. Alright, so we're going to start on the bottom left, alright, and you're going to go to the first score line and cut up to the second score line. I'm going to take the rectangle that's on the bottom off, and then we're going to wedge each side of the square. Okay. All right, go to the other side of these two rectangles and cut to the second score line. Skip this square here for now and go to the next score line and cut it straight to the second score line next to this square. We're going to get rid of this bottom rectangle, and then we're going to wedge each side of the square. Okay. All right, now we don't need these 4 pieces, okay? Rectangle, rectangle, square, rectangle. So turn it a quarter turn, all right? And you're going to go in 2 score lines, okay? And we're going to cut up to the second score line. And that gets rid of all 4 of these pieces here. All right, let me just fix this. Okay. All right, so that's what that side looks like done. All right, now we're going to turn it 180. And we're going to do the same thing over here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to the vertical score lines. 1, 2, okay? And then we're going to cut to the second one. And then just take all of this off. So you would, if you put it like this, you'd go over 2 and up to the second. And this is the flap for the top of the box. Okay? So that's what that looks like. Alrighty. Okay, now here's our square and our rectangle. Cut up next to the square to the second score line. Take off the rectangle at the bottom and wedge both sides of the square. Okay. Alright. Go to the other side of these 2 long rectangles. Cut up to the second score line. Get rid of this rectangle at the bottom and then wedge both sides of the square. Okay, now this is what your cardstock should look like after you've scored it and cut it. Alright, now I want you to take tear and tape and put it on every tab. And we're going to put one next to the score line and one next to the edge. Okay. And then I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and I'm going to take the backing off of one at a time. Okay, and I'm going to take the top here, the score line on the tab, and put it straight with the side of the rectangle. That's the bottom of our box, okay? And you're just going to leave this extra piece flapping, okay? So go to the other side. Take the backing off. This score line up here above the tape and the side of this rectangle are going to match. All right, and of course we have the flaps above. Okay, now the other pieces are the same thing. Okay. And that's your box. Just bend these sides in, and there's your box. Alright, now we'll put our DSP on, and we need the one piece that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 right on the top. You can put another piece in the inside too if you want to. I'm going to get some liquid glue. Okay, and then we have the 4 that are 3 1/4 by 1 are going to go on the flat piece, and then all the sides. Not, you could put one in here if you wanted to, but I didn't. Okay. And while that's drying, let's do some stamping. Okay, first we need a piece of scrap. This is just plain copy paper that I use. And we're going to use the DSP hexagon that we cut with the beautiful shapes dies. And I got this really long, this doesn't fit it. This really should use a Stamparatus, but we don't need the whole thing. So it's this piece right here. And we need some Balmy Blue Ink. And we're just going to put a little bit on the bottom here so it looks kind of like water. So you only need to ink up the middle because it's only this bottom piece here. Okay. All right. And then we need some Tuxedo Black Ink for the little seagulls. Yeah. And I'm going to make maybe one of them kind of go off the side. Make sure it's up high. There we go. Okay. All right, that piece is done now. And now we need to do our boat pieces. And there's the mast piece. Here it is. The mast and the two sails. So the mast we're going to do, and let me just check how this is. Okay, so I'm going to do the mast sideways. And we're going to do it in Night of Navy. So I'm going to kind of do it like this. You can make a grid kind of and figure out how to do it all at once, but I didn't take the time for that. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut them as I stamp them so nothing gets ruined. And I'm just going to put it in the middle there. Okay. And that's our mast. All right. Now we're going to use Balmy Blue for the sails. And the little one, I'm going to put like this right down here. I should be using a Stampin' Pierce mat because this is photopolymer, but it's all right. They're doing okay. And then the other piece I'm going to put up and over here so it doesn't get cut. Great. Okay. Now, all right, and then I'm going to cut the bottom one. Let me just get rid of this junk. Right here. Okay. And then the top one is like right here. I might have to cut this. Yeah, I have to just cut a little off. Okay, and that's it for our punch now. All right. Now I'm going to glue this on to the Night of Navy hexagon, and I'm going to leave a little bit of each side showing. And let a little bit show, at least. This is going to be the largest part right there. Okay. And then for the boat, all right, first we're gonna just put this right down like this. I wonder if I'm gonna cover my, no, they're good. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right down like that. Just gonna put a little glue. Just kind of touch it without squeezing too much off. I'm going to put the boat like that and the mast up just like that. All right, now for these, I don't want to put them flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mini dimensional on each of them. Nope. Right about there, just because I want them to kind of be a little bit more three-dimensional. All right, and then I'm going to put some glue at the top and at the bottom. And I'm going to get gluey fingers. And I attach it kind of right below the flag first and then figure out the rest. And just hold that for a minute. Okay, and it just lifts up a tiny bit in the middle. All right, and then this one's going to go right like that. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue at the top and a little bit here on the bottom. And I don't know if you can tell. No, probably not. But yeah, there you can. It just pops up a little bit so that it doesn't look so flat. All right. So that's it for that. That can dry. Okay. And then for the sentiment. This sentiment is hope it's your best day ever. I'm just using the best day ever. So we'll just cut that. And I'm using Tuxedo Black Ink. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut it. You have to cut it pretty close on top of the words to get rid of the Y there. And then I'm just going to cut the rest of it close to even it out. Okay, now we're just going to get some regular dimensionals. And I'm just going to center this right on the middle. All right. And then for the sentiment, I'm just going to put some mini dimensionals and then a little tiny bit of glue on the top here. So let's get our minis. I don't think it'll need the glue if I put all the minis on it. So I think this one, it was up. I put it up a little higher, so I think it's fine without it this time. Okay, and I'm just going to overlap the bottom a little bit. Best day ever. Okay, now for the closure. At this point, we can just put adhesive Velcro, but I'm going to use some of the twine that is Fan Baker's twine. And this comes with the, it's in the suite with the Your Biggest Fan stamp set and die set. Comes with that, but I'm going to use it for this. I also have this left over, which is almost the same color, so I'm going to use that up first. This is from the Well Suited suite, I think, last year. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 12 inches and double it about. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, and then I'm just going to get a small hole punch. I'm going to punch 2 holes in the front, wherever I think I want them. And then I'm just going to take a pencil and make a mark on the body of the box and punch those holes out. Okay. All right. And now I'm just going to feed it through the back, the underneath. Now, to put in this, a gift card will fit very nicely. Where is it? Here, I have a Christmas Snoopy one. But what I was thinking was how I'm going to use this is I'm going to get a gift card and I'm going to put some Salt Water Taffy in there with it. I don't know if they have that or if it's just an East Coast thing. But you get Salt Water Taffy is delicious, I think. But I think it would go with the theme very nicely. And a little gift card or a gift certificate or a small gift will fit. Remember, it's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Is it? Nope, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 by 1 1/4. All right. And I'm just going to put it through the front, the back of the front. And then just tie a bow. This would be cute for a retirement party too, I think. And there you go. Okay, now for my final touch, I'm going to take some of the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels because those are the only ones that have the Night of Navy in it. And take your pick tool, and I'm going to put one up here, a smaller one right there, and another smaller one up there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed my project today. If you have any questions, my email is below. My link to order from my shop is below, and the link to join and the list of supplies is below. All the measurements will be on my blog, which is linked below also. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I appreciate the time you spent, and I will see you next time. Bye.